So in my role as Vice President Welfare, I represent students to the university and other bodies on matters relating to sort of financial issues, housing and health and well-being, so physical, mental, sexual health, and a whole bunch of other things, but that's the remit. Well, I think in any election, you have the fear of putting yourself forward and then falling short. And that is always a fear, and I think all candidates have that fear. But this wasn't my first rodeo. I'd ran in the elections the previous year against Kayla, of all people, and lost magnificently. And you just have to keep pushing forward, come back a year later, and different outcome. I've always wanted to sort of change things for the better, or the way I see them for the better. So yeah, that was it's the most cliche answer in the world, but that is the genuine reason. I'm a massive gamer. Those blue discs up the top. Sometimes the blur is a little bit better on this camera, and I've had university folk think they're books, which is probably good, but it's actually a fairly substantial Wii U collection. I think first and foremost, you just talk to students and you listen. And in the era of coronavirus, that's obviously not as face-to-face as I wish it was. But social media is a really powerful tool. You check in with people, especially at the beginning of the year, when students were having a lot of problems with things like communication and sort of onboarding process at the start of semester one. Just putting a Facebook post up and asking students how they are and what the issues are, and generating that feedback has been really helpful. The big repetitive thing that I've heard over the year is communication from the university. And I still don't think that is golden. I think there probably needs to be some sort of substantial changes at the university to get that into a tip-top space. The other big issue that I've been having throughout the year, and I'm continuing to work on, is housing, specifically students in sort of private halls in some pretty rubbish conditions. I've had a single minute issue, say a student who's having problems with a finance issue, knowing then to pass it along to someone like Advice Hub, or dedicated team of advisors, who are literally paid to do that job and do a really cracking job at supporting students, being able to signpost students in that direction, making sure somebody at Advice Hub has picked up their case and is working on it. But if it is a broader issue, like you have a number of students coming to you about not having water, then I would work with Advice Hub, sure, but I would take it forward in a more campaigning perspective rather than dealing with individual cases, because there's 22,000 students at Strathclyde and there's one of me. I'm running a sexual health survey at the moment. I would see that as an annual task, so that we can improve year on year. We have the Student Mental Health Agreement, which is an annualised document that should be reviewed year on year, and each iteration should improve mental health at Strathclyde. So just to really get those processes kicked off, annualised, so that things can improve.